Well, they finally finished episode 10. Just in time for me to send them home for Chinese New Year. The reason why I have a six-pack with me is because when I give a tip, I take a sip. If I give a note, my stomach shall bloat. If I don't like what I'm seeing, then eventually I'm going to be peeing. Or something. You know, based on previous experience, I don't think a six-pack is going to be enough. But, let's see what happens.
In hops we trust.
This is the no-looking hierarcher. Season 1 of In Hops We Trust has been an experience to say the least. We traveled New Jersey from top to bottom. This guy's picking his nose. We even dipped our toes into Pennsylvania and New York. Not only did we get to experience some great beers, ciders, hops, and grilled cheeses, we also got to meet the incredible men and women who work tirelessly to bring you your booze.
Respect.
Before we say goodbye to Season 1, we wanted to highlight some of the people that made our inaugural season so memorable. In a little segment we like to call Meet the Brewers.
I was gonna stick my finger in there, and I was like, nah.
All right, yeah, woo! Look at the camera, right? Like really anxiously. Yeah. Expect about a dozen more of those. Anybody else have good questions? I don't want none of these bad questions. He just wanted to get in the shot.
How not late is Ralph getting tonight?
Cut!
So now I'm joined by Adrian Roberts, who's the sales manager at Bolero Snort. Still? This is your third time on the show?
I've lost count at this point. I come when you ask me to. It's
Wow.
like you send up the bat signal and I'm there.
Well, you now hold the record that may never be broken.
I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
I appreciate that.
You definitely have that going for you. I saw that one of your co-owners, Scott Wells, he was recently featured on the BBC.
Yes. He talked about our shot in a beer program.
So what is that? Tell us what that is.
Yeah, so basically, if you were to get a vaccination, you were to get a free beer.
And what a positive thing, though, to push the distribution of vaccines by allowing people to get drunk whilst getting a vaccine. I mean, that's a very good strategy.
It's
considering the amount of drunks per capita that we have in New Jersey, I think they really knew their audience.
We achieved a lot of success with the program. We were able to help New Jersey achieve almost a 70% vaccination rate, which we're extremely proud of.
So how was your time on In Hops We Trust?
In Hops We Trust has always been good to me and to the brewery, and you guys have always painted us in a good light. And I love what you're trying to do for craft beer in general. And I assume as you guys continue to grow and you guys continue to get things like mics, I assume that will continue to grow, and I support you guys wholeheartedly in that.
Thank you. You heard it here first, folks. We are supported by the craft beer community.
Are you a fan of In Hops We Trust? Then check out our newest show, Beard Broads. Beard Broads explores the craft beer industry from the female perspective. Join us for tastings, tips, and fun facts about the broad world of beer. You can catch episodes on the Beard Broads playlist on the In Hops We Trust YouTube channel. Cheers, ladies!
All right.
Get it out.
We're going to have great outtakes for this show. We love beer. But think with your store here. With your store. All right, I'm sitting here with...
Come on down to Climax Brewing. Yeah. On Valley Hill Road.
Valley Road.
Valley.
Do that again.
So come on down.
What?
She doesn't use words to tell me I'm about to crash into a truck in front of me. She just grunts. So, now that I have you both here, you talked earlier. Let's start that again. Max, you turned me on, right? Yeah. I mean, aside from normally. Those are our private thoughts. Broad Street.
Yes, yes.
Is a line of seltzers that you guys launched.
Yes. So the Broad Street Seltzer line is something that we've been meaning to launch for a little while now. It's actually tongue-in-cheek. It's Broad Street, which is the name of the street that the brewery is located on, but it is also BS, which...
which we all know you are very proficient in, my friend. Were there other options for the name?
There was one thing that was like Sparkle Puff at one point.
Sparkle Puff.
Yeah, there was a lot of really interesting names that came across the table, but Broad Street Seltzers has really taken off for us, and we're really proud of it.
Next, what we're gonna do is we're gonna relive some of the highlights of not just the Bolero Snort episode, but some of our earlier episodes on season 1 of In Hops We Trust. By the way, you have anything happening tonight?
I'm gonna get shit-faced.
All right, well, stick around for a little while because I got some work for you to do.
Okay, I appreciate
Sounds
that.
good.
Of all the things that have been done here, filmed here, what's your favorite? What's been the most enjoyable besides this one, obviously?
Probably Michael Jackson being here.
Yeah, when Michael Jackson.
Michael James Jackson.
Michael Jackson, like to me, he was God in the beer world. And he sent me a letter saying, you know, I love your ESB. It's one of the best I've had, and I would love to include it in my book.
What was probably the greatest creation you guys did?
Creative Bodie. Basically, it was the idea of the movie Point Break with Patrick Swayze and the original. Let's make that clear.
You all wanted to his name.
Yeah, just to be clear. Just to be clear, yeah. We made that as a joke, and we brought it to a beer fest, and we won with that beer by a landslide.
I went down in a poorly paved area, and my ankle went, and then we were at a club, bro, and I'm fucking sitting there with crutches, cast.
Pardon, you were not sitting at the bar.
What was I?
You were properly placed in the center of the dance floor with the crutches above your head, going like this. That's my neighbor, Hebrew's beard.
Hops Scotch. How'd you come across that name?
Long story short, it just comes down to my obsession with beer, hops, and Scotch eggs.
So where'd the obsession with Scotch eggs come from?
That's probably the most high caloric food that you can consume, and it just brings joy.
I know Adrian loves the gooseberry ginger. It was like, that came about because some old guy showed up with a pickup truck, asked us if we could do anything with these berries, and I look in this bucket, I'm like, what are those? And he's like, they're gooseberries. I'm like, what a gooseberry? I didn't even know, but Cam popped it in his mouth, and he was like, wow, I really like the tannins and everything. Yeah, I'll take your gooseberries. And the guy handed Cam the bucket. He's like, no, we'll take your gooseberries. And we bought this old man's pickup truck full of gooseberries.
A couple of buddies of mine and I, we sat down and we were just talking about hops, and the idea and the opportunity of possibly doing a hop farm came up. And after that conversation, it was only a few months and we were already putting poles in the ground, and I had never even grown a hop plant. And then we ordered 900 of them, and you know, it just kind of went from there.
Knowing that if I made a mistake with the brewery, I literally could be without a house, that's a great motivator. That's an amazing motivator.
Oh yeah.
People are like, how do you get up that early? Because I'm nervous.
So starting the Nano Brewery, which is a small system out of my garage, was a perfect fit because we were able to test out the market to grow the brand. The brewery I have, I consider a Franken brewery. Is still in operation in Pennsylvania.
This guy told me he opened up a licensed brewery out of his garage. I'm like, no way. Well, this guy's nuts. What's he doing? Yeah, now here we are.
There's no homebrew shops in the entire county. We used to go out to Brooklyn, but a homebrew supply shop on its own wouldn't really survive, so I had the idea of pairing it with a craft beer store, and so that's how this was born.
We opened up by selling to one bar, Cabanas in Cape May, and that was it. And then today, we're one of the largest craft breweries in New Jersey.
Always internally, we'll talk about the innovation pipeline. We want to make sure that we have enough beers kind of feed into this pipeline to make sure that we have enough new and interesting beers that are coming out.
We did a cilantro jalapeno lime session ale.
Which is the perfect allegory of Bob Olson being in charge of
anything. Where it's like, oh yeah, we're gonna zest a couple of limes, we're gonna clean some cilantro. We should be done by like, I don't know, 7:30, 8 o'clock at night.
Tomorrow.
At 4 o'clock in the morning, my cell phone's broken. We're zesting limes on a drill.
Oh boy.
Hey, the In Hops We Trust app is the best way to follow all things In Hops related. On the app, you'll find the In Hops passport, rewards, crew info, updates on where we'll be for events, or where we might be filming next. The app is also the only place you'll be able to see certain content, like pre-release episode teasers or behind-the-scenes footage and exclusive content from event appearances. Our app is available on both iOS and Android devices, so please, go download it while I grab another beer. Oh, cheers. Hey, give me a tall boy.
Cameron, you put yourself in your ciders.
I
You put yourself in this cider. There's a lot of sexual attention.
Oh my
God. I'm not doing this without a script. All right?
Drink too much.
Dave, how you doing?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
Excellent.
All right.
Let's take that again. This is the no-look hierarcher. This is the looking hierarcher. This is the long bouncer.
Have you ever had a feeling of inadequacy?
Yes, but this has nothing to do with it.
Really should have eaten today.
Welcome back to another episode of In Hops We Trust, a show that is both less filling and great taste.
Okay, cool.
Awesome. Yeah.
Audio recording, rolling, action.
It takes a village to raise a child. And to keep me in line and focused during shoots, it takes an entire crew of trained professionals. I'm just kidding. There's like 5 of us, and they're slaving away right now trying to put together this last episode. And if they don't finish soon, nobody's seeing their family for Christmas this year! It's gotten so bad we need to bring in the sales manager of Bolero Snort to come and help us. But you know what? I'm turning things around. Now I'm shining the spotlight on them in their very own segment entitled Beering Aids. So enjoy. Get back to work!
Take 5. Give me 2 seconds.
My heart is so warm and fuzzy. Well, that.
Hey! Smile on your face behind the camera. I think that's a wrap, guys.
Thanks to the hardworking men and women of the craft beer industry in New Jersey, In Hops We Trust is going to be expanding this year, spreading our contagious brand of nonsense all over the United States. Here's a sneak peek at one of our first stops next season. Nashville, Tennessee's own Tennessee Brew Works. Why does that one have a face? Am I right? This guy gets it. This is the longest I've ever gone into a shoot without drinking something. All right, let's get weird.
It's only freaky the first time.
Cheers, gentlemen.
We say finely tuned craft beer. It's certainly a play on words with Nashville and beyond. It's Tennessee history.
So I've been like drooling into my mask looking at that 6-pack.
Each one of these beers is going to tell a little bit of a story about Tennessee.
What kind of hops did you use?
It's a secret.
Something we really pride ourselves on is not only pairing beer to food, but actually cooking with it.
Well, we should try another beer.
I think that's a great idea.
If we drink one of each beer, it's going to be a fantastic interview.
The drunker I get on these shoots, the better they are.
Is that awesome?
shit. What the? Oh, God. Am I dead?
Not dead. Not yet, anyways. Keep this up for another 20 to 30 years. Different story.
Who the hell are you?
I'm you, Ralph. I've always been you. Nah, I'm just screwing with you. I'm a figment of imagination your brain conjured up because you can't hold your booze. Oh.
Don't you judge me, Frogman!
Whoa. Relax, my dude. We're gonna get through this. Just remember, the most important thing is to...
Hey, Frogman.
Hops McCann.
Right. That's what I said. You want to hear a joke? What's the difference between a frog and a horny toad?
What?
One says ribbit. The other says rub it.
Check, please.
In Hops We Trust. Want another beer? Check out our channel, In Hops We Trust Film. There you'll get all our latest content, including new episodes, tastings, and all things In Hops related. Cheers! In Hops We Trust is an Ambassador Studios production.